Wax after a very slow start to the summer, a 4-hit day against the Commodores.
Yeah, and he hasn't been necessarily driving the ball high in the air, but he's been finding ways to get it down the line. He's been expanding his approach, I think, with 2 strikes, hitting to the opposite field more, and it just seems like he got over that mental hump that some great hitters get into early in a summer league season. And I've heard other Cape League players who entered the transfer portal talking about how that can kind of get in your head. There's so many moving parts at once. You start your first year of Cape League ball, you're entering a new school. Jason Wax going from Tulane to LSU. A lot of mental barriers in the way for these players early in the season. It feels like Wax finally getting over that now.
Yeah, that pressure lifted off of Jason Wax's shoulders, and our CeCe Gabriel is with the outfielder now.
Thanks, guys. CeCe Gabriel here with Jason Wax of the Gatemen. Jason, against Falmouth, you had a great day offensively, one of the best in the season. 4 of the 5 of your hits came from that game. What was just making you so efficient that day?
Yeah, trusting my BP going into the game. First couple games have been skidding a little bit, just overthinking a lot of things. So just got back to the basics, stay where my feet are and just be present in the moment there.
And when you mentioned just being present, a lot of it too, of course, it's physical, but mental. How much of the game is mental for you?
For sure. I would say 90% of the game is mental. Obviously the physicality comes with it, being able to hit the balls over the fence, drive balls into the gap, driving runs and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's you versus the pitcher, and you got to have stronger mentality than he has to go and beat him every time.
And when you're at the plate, what is one thing that you like to focus on?
Hitting the fastball. That's really what it comes down to. If you can hit the fastball, you can hit anything. So try to just be on the fastball the whole time and then go from there.
In the midst of being a part of a league that is so competitive, sometimes it can be really hard to be patient. Where are you extending yourself grace this season?
Definitely the first couple games, just, not having the outcomes I wanted, but trusting the process and still believing in myself that I know I'm good enough to be here and good enough to compete with these people here, so it's not really a big deal, and just keep going day by day and keep having fun out here.
Being a part of the Green Wave just this past season, you were great in terms of being at bat and then even defensively. What does your pre-pitch routine look like?
In the box, definitely some breaths, relaxing the breathing, calming the whole body down. And in the outfield, you don't really got to pay attention the whole time. Just, when the pitcher's about to pitch, you're 6 seconds in, 6 seconds out in your circles, just making sure you're prepared every pitch and know what you're going to do before the ball gets to you and going from there.
I've talked a lot about just connections with different members of your team. Who do you feel like you connect with the most?
I would say Ko and Nikolai. It's my roommate here. We live 2 feet from each other, literally, so, you build a little bit of bond being that close to each other, and I've enjoyed my time here with them so far.
When you think about the future of this team, there could be so much ahead. What's one of the biggest areas that you think that your team could grow in potential?
I would say offensive runs early. Obviously you want to score early, give your pitchers a little bit of cushion to go out there and just dominate the zone the whole time. And I think as an offense, if we score early, we're going to give them a lot of relief pressure and then be good from there.
And one last question, a little bit of a rainier day today. If there was a rain delay at any point, let's say in any future game, who do you think would be the person to start a wiffle ball game in the middle of the game?
Probably Dylan Dubovic. He's just a character. Gotta love the kid though. Awesome. So he would definitely be the one to start it though.
Jason, appreciate your time. Guys, I'm sending it back to you.
All right, thanks so much, CeCe. Joe, let's shift gears now, offense to defense. For the Gatemen, the story early on in this summer has been not being able to build that early lead, and it's been a large part due to its pitching and its lack of offense. But today, Ryan Smythe sends Connor Mohan to the hill for his second start, trying to give that Gatemen offense a chance to build that early lead.
Yeah, it's been elusive through 8 games. Wareham yet to score first. Hopefully today can be the difference with an offense that finally seems well adjusted and into the Cape League season, and a guy in Connor Mohan who had a scoreless first frame in his last time out against a really solid Brewster lineup. Ended up going 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, but he showed some solid stuff. The question for the Texas Tech guy, can he get through those first couple innings, hopefully be able to play from ahead? That's something that a Gateman starter has not had the privilege of being able to do all season long.
Yeah, Connor Mohan tries to get back in the win column for this Gateman team after that come-from-behind win against Harwich. When you look at these last 2 games, I think there is one common theme, and it might be poor defense. It almost let the Gatemen slip away from a win win against the Mariners, and they did let it slip away against the Commodores. What is your key to victory today for Wareham?
I think it starts in the infield. We've seen, I would even say with the battery, we've seen a lot of wild pitches bring in runs, but even before that, a lot of errors on the left side of the infield, just about playing a cleaner brand of baseball, because when you go against an Orleans pitching staff that has looked really, really good the past few days, you just can't allow a dormant offense to get confidence in an unforced way by committing unforced errors on your end. You have to make a struggling offense earn it. That's something that the Gatemen have struggled to consistently do so far this season.
Orleans sends Chase Fry to the mound up against Connor Mohan out of Texas Tech. First pitch is right around the corner. We'll talk to you then. That's Joe Henry. I'm Adam Hipsky.
Rain, rain, go away. We have baseball to play here at Spillane Field as the Wareham Gatemen are back at home to take on the Orleans Firebirds, a battle between the East and West Division, two teams with the same exact record as Wareham looks to get back on track after falling on the road to Falmouth last time out. We welcome you here to Wareham. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky as we get you set for this matchup. Should be a fun one, Adam. The first one between Wareham and Orleans this season. Two teams that have had a similar story so far this year.
Yes, they have, Dan. And for Wareham, at least if you're looking for the silver lining, they've started to turn the corner offensively. It's a lineup that really struggled to produce in the early going of 2026. Starting to figure it out at the plate. Ryan Smythe likes the lineup that he's trotting out there today against, like you said, a Firebird squad that's had a similar story.
Someone that was a standout last game for the Gatemen was Jason Wax, the center fielder tonight. Went 4 for 5. Our CeCe Gabriel got a chance to talk with Jason ahead of tonight's game.
Jason Wax of the Gatemen. Jason, against Falmouth, you had a great day offensively, one of the best in the season. 4 of the 5 of your hits came from that game. What was just making you so efficient that day?
Yeah, trusting my BP going into the game. First couple games have been skidding a little bit, just overthinking a lot of things. So just got back to the basics, stay where my feet are and just be present in the moment there.
And when you mentioned just being present, a lot of it too, of course, it's physical, but mental. How much of the game is mental for you? For
sure. I would say 90% of the game is mental. Obviously the physicality comes with it, being able to hit the balls over the fence, drive balls into the gap, driving runs and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's you versus the pitcher, and you got to have stronger mentality than he has to go and beat him every time.
And when you're at the plate, what is one thing that you like to focus on?
Hitting the fastball. That's really what it comes down to. If you can hit the fastball, you can hit anything. So try to just be on the fastball the whole time and then go from there.
In the midst of being a part of a league that is so competitive, sometimes it can be really hard to be patient. Where are you extending yourself grace this season?
Definitely the first couple games, just, not having the outcomes I wanted, but trusting the process and still believing in myself that I know I'm good enough to be here and good enough to compete with these people here, so it's not really a big deal, and just keep going day by day and keep having fun out here.
Being a part of the Green Wave just this past season, you were great in terms of being at bat and then even defensively. What does your pre-pitch routine look like?
In the box, definitely some breaths, relaxing the breathing, calming the whole body down. And in the outfield, you don't really got to pay attention the whole time. Just, when the pitcher's about to pitch, you're 6 seconds in, 6 seconds out in your circles, just making sure you're prepared every pitch and know what you're going to do before the ball gets to you and going from there.
Jason, appreciate your time. Guys, I'm sending it back to you.
And now we direct your attention to the pitcher's mound for tonight's ceremonial.
Beautiful national anthem there as we get you ready for Wareham and Orleans here at Spillane Field. Adam, we heard CeCe talk about Jason Wax, and the guy on the other side that is someone that we have to talk about, Dominic Cadiz. He has been a threat to watch for the Orleans Firebirds.
Yeah, Jason Wax in the outfield. Now, how about a guy that is fantastic in the infield for the Firebirds? Dom Cadiz playing third base today, hitting over 300 this summer. Didn't quite have those same numbers at UCLA across his freshman season, but that's kind of what you expect, a learning curve in your collegiate season. Still hit .261 with UCLA, 15 runs batted in and 2 home runs. Showing a little bit of pop in the bat. Was a depth piece for most of the year, Dan, but that's a UCLA team that had a season that was good enough to earn them the #1 overall seed in the spring. There's a reason he was drafted by the Brewers in the 15th round of the MLB draft.
Certainly so. Just about ready for game time here at Spillane Field between the Firebirds and the Gatemen, two teams that sit in 2-6 on the season. We will get you first pitch on the other side here on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Just about ready to go here from Spillane Field between the Gatemen and the Firebirds on a Tuesday evening. Clouds in the sky, hoping that the rain stays off here tonight, and a man that Wareham looks to get off to a strong start with, Connor Mohan, the righty out of Texas Tech.
6'3", 185-pound righty has made one start already this summer. It was against Brewster back on the 16th, exactly 1 week ago. He went 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, surrendered 3 runs, all 3 earned, 3 walks, and an equal 3 strikeouts for the right-hander from Texas Tech, who made 12 appearances this spring with the Red Raiders. Half were starts. He threw 30 2/3 innings, had a 1-2 record and a 7.34 ERA. Dan, not a high strikeout guy, just 17 punch-outs in 30 2/3, but started to increase that workload this past spring with Texas Tech.
Looks to find a groove against a Orleans batting lineup that is just a .215 average on the season. That is 7th in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Here's the lineup that they are going to trot out tonight. It'll be Tyler Myatt leading things off out there in left field. He's been one of the best hitters for this Orleans team. Then it's Dominic Cadiz, who we just talked about, at second. Then it's going to be Elijah Iquez, the shortstop, in there at third. Bub Terrell, the center fielder, fourth. He moves up from the 6th spot where he played against Cotuit a couple days ago. Then it's Nate Savoy, the DH. Armani Raygoza, the first baseman. Cale Strickland, the catcher. Jeremy Sheffield, the right fielder. Adrian Beltre Jr., the second baseman, rounds things off for Orleans, a team that got their second win of the season last time out against Cotuit, trailed 5-4, or trailed 4-3 in the bottom of the 8th, came back to win that one 5-4. And for the Gatemen, they had a similar type of game. We're down 5-0 against Falmouth, came back to make it 8-5, blew that lead. in the bottom half of the 9th inning, made it 8-8, scored 2 runs in the top half of the 10th, make it 10-8, and then ended up losing 11-8 in walk-off fashion. That has Falmouth now as the first-place team in the West. Wareham at the bottom in 5th at 2-6, and a similar story for Orleans. They sit at the bottom of the East at 2-6. Ready for baseball here at Spillane Field. Mohan toes the slab going against Myatt, and he deals a first pitch that is fouled off to the right side for strike 1.
A little piece of his bat broke right there, Dan, in front of home plate. To your home plate umpire, Ryan DeMere, pick it up off the dirt, hands it to the bat boy, but it wasn't quite a broken bat, but a broken chip off the bat.
I would say so, but he does switch it for a new bat. This, the first matchup of the season between Orleans and Wareham. Here's the 0-1. Catches the outside part of the plate. No balls and 2 strikes quickly on Tyler Myatt, the left fielder who was 0 for 4 against Cotuit the last time that he played. Mohan takes a deep breath, winds and fires. Just misses top of the zone. Levi Clark behind the plate today. For Wareham, left to right in the infield, it's Cade Elam. DeGiorgio making his first start at shortstop. The man from Northeastern, Nowitzki at second. Lira over at first, a familiar face. As the 1-2 pitch grounded over to DeGiorgio. Here's his first chance as a Wareham Gatemen, and him and Elam collide for an error on the infield. Might not go down as one. It was a tough play to begin with, a slow roller on that left side, but there's a runner aboard.
Yeah, not a great start for the left side of the infield, and you saw kind of the growing pains that this team had. And one of them just has to call the other off. And Giorgio might be a little bit more passive, being his first game in a Wareham uniform, but for a defense that has been discombobulated, not a great start here tonight.
Goes down as a single for Myatt, so no defensive error yet. And it brings up the hits leader for Orleans, Dom Cadiz, looking to make an early impact here for the Firebirds. Mohan with a deep breath, feels the first pitch, it's fouled out of play. Just to finish off the defensive alignment left to right for Wareham, it's Foster Apple in left field, Jason Wax in center, Dylan Dubovic out there in right field. This is an alignment that we've come to know with DeGiorgio being in there for the first time. Mohan looking to battle here in a no-ball, 1-strike count with an early runner at first base. His pitch misses high and away. And Connor Mohan, this being his second appearance so far of the season for Wareham, looking to make an impact, get some more length. He was hit around a little bit in his last start, but a guy that knows to pitch and at length very well. 15 appearances, 10 games started with Texas Tech this past season, but this ball is taken for a ride into deep left field, and it is gone. Dominic Cadiz sends one out of the park. His first home run of the season gives Orleans a quick 2-0 lead.
And another game, Dan, where the Gatemen do not strike first, and the offense has not had a ton of help from its starting pitching, and also the pitching on the other side hasn't had a ton of help from its offense, but it's been slow starts, and those continue for the Gatemen tonight.
Cadiz slashing .323 coming into this game, and he just keeps it going. Orleans quickly up 2-0. And Connor Mohan looks to settle in. Gave up 3 earned runs in the first 4 innings against Brewster in his first start. Deals a first pitch strike here to Elijah Iquez, the shortstop, who went 2 for 4 against Cotuit with a double and a couple of RBIs. So this top 3 in this Orleans lineup, more than experience, they love to hit and making an impact early on. Mohan misses bottom of the zone, 1 ball and 1 strike. And that's really been a thorn in the Gatemen's side, letting up the early run, let up the grand slam in the first inning against Falmouth, and another home run given up in the first here today against the Firebirds. The 1-1, cut on and missed for strike 2. Iquez, a guy all the way from Hawaii, playing his college ball out there, and he had .305 as a junior. The second season he had over a 300 batting average, and he only walked 6 times this past season. So a guy that is more than comfortable at the plate. Has to battle in a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Swing and a miss, 4-strike-3. Mohan gets him on the off speed. First out of the game for Connor Mohan. Comes by way of the strikeout, and there's one down.
For Connor Mohan, nice job settling in. It's just one swing for the Gatemen last game. You remember giving up the 5 spot to the Commodores. Today, now just a 2-run deficit. Still time to battle. Plenty of time left in this game. But it starts right now with that bounce back to ES.
The big lefty Bub Terrell steps in. Takes a first pitch ball. Terrell standing at 6'4", 227. The rising junior at Auburn, where he started all 62 games with a 290 batting average this past season. Takes a big cut and a miss. 1-ball, 1 strike, and this just the 3rd game of the season for Terrell, but he got going last game with a double. Also had another base knock, finishing 2 for 4 against the Cotuit Kettleers in that 5-4 win for Orleans. Mohan pulls the 1-1 inside. 2 balls and 1 strike, and it actually ends up clipping Terrell. Ryan DeMar, the home plate umpire, did not call it at first, and now the umpires are going to come in and talk about it all together. Terrell with 2 hands on his knees in some pain, but DeMar did not call it at first.
And the question is, does it bounce in the dirt first? I don't think that it does. And he's making the right call, yeah.
It hits his leg right there. So a free pass issue to Terrell. And Orleans has another runner on here with already 2 across in the top half of the first. Head coach Ryan Smythe out of the dugout, trying to plead his case. But Orleans is going to have a runner at first. This was definitely not the start that Connor Mohan had in mind tonight.
No, not at all. And it started with inducing some soft contact to Tyler Myatt. Not to say that he didn't pitch around Cadiz and he wouldn't have still given up that home run, but not a great start when you get a slow roller. You get the leadoff guy, a dangerous bat, and Tyler Myatt to roll over on one. They have to step back to the mound with the runner on first and no outs.
Terrell at first. He leads Orleans in stolen bases with 2. Fake the move there, but instead it's a swing and miss from Savoy, 4-strike-1. Nate Savoy, the 6', 220 rising junior, headed to Texas A&M next season after spending his past collegiate year with Clemson. Mohan fires the 0-1 in the dirt for ball 1. And at Clemson was a guy that batted for average. The OPS was above 1,000. A 329 hitter. He was a monster, and taking his talents out of the ACC, headed to play some big-time SEC ball next year. Mohan settles, delivers the 1-1, and pulls it into the lefty batter's box. It's 2-1.
Couple of misses over there on that far side of the zone for Savoy. And not necessarily bad misses, just ones that I think, Mohan's going to have to learn. He's not getting that.
On the move is Terrell. The ball is grounded to second, and out of position on the steal was Nowitzki, and that ball sneaks into center field. A perfectly executed hit and run for Orleans, and there's runners at the corners with 1 down.
Yeah, can't draw it up much better than that, Dan. Nowitzki goes to cover second, and a slow roller, and it seemed like Nowitzki might have even had a chance to still field it with how hard it was hit. But with Terrell bearing down on him, had to avoid being hit by Terrell and then couldn't get to it in time. And now the Firebirds are threatening.
The lefty Armani Raygoza steps in at first base tonight. Orleans looking to open up the game here in the top half of the first with 2 already across. Here's the first pitch from Mohan. It's fouled. Straight back to the screen. Raygoza heading into his senior year from El Paso, Texas. Set the UT Rio Grande Valley program all-time home run and RBI leader marks this past season with 40 and 138. That in his 3 years so far down there, and obviously looking to add more as he goes along. This pitch misses inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Not a guy that you necessarily want to face. He led the Southland Conference in walks, home runs, slugging, total bases. I could go on, but this is a dangerous spot for Connor Mohan. Runners at the corners and 1 down. On the move is Savoy. He goes over to second as a wild pitch came in from Mohan high and away. Forced Clark way out of his crouch. And now there's 2 runners in scoring position, still with 1 out.
And not pretty at all if you're Mohan, because Levi Clark has been pretty good as the catcher defensively for the Gatemen, but don't really give your guy much of a chance when Raygoza almost got hit by the pitch.
2-1. Big cut and a miss from Raygoza. The count goes to 2-2. Orleans just needs a ball to the right side of the infield or into the outfield to already scratch across the 3rd run in this game. A team that's not necessarily known for a lot of runs per game. They're ranked 8th in that category in the Cape Cod League. The 2-2, swing and a miss into the glove of Clark. 4 strike 3, 2 down here in the top half of the first, and both outs in this inning have come by way of the strikeout for Connor Mohan.
And that's what you need if you're Mohan. You already struck out Iquez earlier in this inning, and then you get Raygoza down on strikes. And if you can retire Cale Strickland right here, it's, all things considered, not that much damage done if you go into the bottom of the first only down 2-0.
Certainly, but Strickland, the catcher tonight, trying to cash in with 2 outs, 2 runners on. The first pitch fouled away on the first base side, 4 strike 1. Strickland looking for a bounce back and to really get his season started. He was 0 for 3 against Cotuit a couple of nights ago and just batting at a 176 average so far through 8 games. A chance for a pick-me-up here and a no-ball, 1 strike count. Mohan misses high and away. He's been using the slider a lot. It's primarily a 4-pitch mix for Connor Mohan. Fastball, cutter, slider, changeup, with the fastball headlining things at 40%, cutter 23, slider at 20, and the changeup at 17. This ball's popped up into foul ground. Moving over is Elam. He won't have a play on it. Brings off the Gatemen dugout. But Mohan just a singular pitch away from limiting damage here in the top half of the first. Leans had runners at 2nd and 3rd with just 1 down before Mohan got Raygoza swinging, and seems like Strickland went into the Orleans dugout to grab a new bat after that one. So 2 bat changes here in this top half of the first. Tyler Myatt, the leadoff man, cracked his bat on the first pitch of the game, had to switch it out, and now Strickland goes to the Orleans red bat, hoping it can bring him some fire during a 1-ball, 2 strike count.
Sometimes you can go a whole week without seeing someone change their bat in the middle of an at-bat, but this time around 2 in 1 inning.
1-2, hit in the hole, and that's going to score 2. A beautiful job right there with 2 outs from Strickland. And Orleans blowing the game open early. 4-0 Firebirds.
Nice job from Cale Strickland. Nate Savoy had a similarly placed ball. You see the big gap between first and second. And for Nowitzki, there's no play. Lyra can't make a play. And so for the righty Strickland to punch it opposite field, bringing a pair with 2 outs is big time.
4-0 Firebirds. Jeremy Sheffield, the right fielder, at the plate now. Takes a first pitch ball. Rough start for Connor Mohan. Another rough start for the Gatemen. They trailed 5-0 after the first in Falmouth. And are facing a similar deficit here. 2 balls, no strikes. Jeremy Sheffield, the 6'5", 195 right fielder who just graduated from Georgetown. Strickland gets the lead off of first. Mohan comes home, Ball slapped foul on the right side. This is a Wareham offense that has certainly started to hit, but they are going to have to climb out of another hole in this game. Did that against Falmouth, came back from 5-0 down, scored 8 unanswered runs, but see if they have it in them today. Still got to take care of Sheffield. The 2-1 paints the outside corner with the off speed, and Mohan really needs to get out of this inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at first. 4 already across. Mohan set at the belt, now fires. Cut and a miss from Sheffield, 4 strike 3. Mohan gets 3 strikeouts for 3 outs here in the top half of the first, but it doesn't come without a price. 4 runs across, 4 earned here for the Firebirds in the top half of the first, and the Gatemen will have to climb out of another hole. Cadiz highlighting it with the 2-run home run. More to come here from Spillane Field on Cape League TV right after this.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Bottom half of the first here at Spillane Field, 4-0 Firebirds. They were all over Connor Mohan in that top half of the first. Definitely gives some run support to Chase Fry, the starter on the bump tonight for Orleans.
And no doubt about it, Wareham's offense trying to match what the Gatemen just did. Chase Fry, a big, imposing 6'6", 225-pound lefty, rising junior heading from Grand Canyon. Not great numbers from the spring, just a 2-7 record, a 4.79 ERA, but he's been great for Orleans. You see it right there, a 1.8 ERA. He picked up the win in his first start, 5 strikeouts in 5 innings pitched. The one thing that he does, Dan, or that he doesn't do rather, is walk guys. Just a 5.8% base on balls rate this past spring with the Antelopes. It's a fastball that sits in the low 90s and a wipeout slider that is his go-to in a 2-strike count.
Certainly something to watch out for. Pitched 67 and 2/3 innings to a 4.79 ERA at Grand Canyon this past season. Faces the center fielder Jason Wax to start things here in the bottom half of the first, and he takes a first pitch strike at the top of the zone. Wax has been someone that has started to really become an important bat for Wareham after not having a hit in his first 5 games of the season. Is 5 for 8 since then, and had a 4 for 5 evening with a couple of doubles against Falmouth in that 11-10 loss. The 0-1. Cut on over to the second baseman, Beltre Jr. He throws to first, 1 down on just 2 pitches here in the bottom half of the first.
It's just so deflating when you're at home and you're in the field first and you're out there defensively for 10, 15 minutes. It feels like the first time you come to the plate, you have no momentum, really. For Orleans, there's no better feeling. You get to go play defense with a 4-run lead for the first time. You can allow some wiggle room, but for an offense, getting down this quick.
Levi Clark, the catcher at the plate, a big hack for strike 1. Wareham's only 2 wins of the season have come here at home, and both games they trailed early on, had to come back and win. 0 for 4 on the road this season. Fry fires, catches the plate. No balls and 2 strikes, and Wareham will have a chance to get that first road win tomorrow at Harwich, but still trying to come back in this game, and obviously plenty of baseball left. The weather looming, though, might be shortened for tonight. Rain expected in the forecast around 9 o'clock. We'll see how much baseball we can pack in here at Spillane. The 0-2 pitch. Missing inside. Levi Clark has really started to find it here for this Wareham team. Another guy that struggled, like Jason Wax early on to start the season, but the junior from Tennessee has a couple of hits over his last 2 games. He had a big RBI double last time against Falmouth as the 1-2 is bounced in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And it's interesting for Chase Fry. It's primarily 2 pitches, fastball slider, but he's working on a changeup. And right now with a 4-run lead and a 2-strike count, there might not be a better time to start to work on it.
Fry set. We'll see if he goes to it here in the 2-2. Clark slaps it away. Count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wareham, the same spot last game, down 5-0. Able to mount the comeback on the road, and will have to do so once again here tonight. Clark holds on the 2-2 pitch. It's a good call. The count goes full, and strikeout has been a little bit of an issue by Clark. He has at least one for the last 3 games, 2 last time out against the Commodores. Here's the payoff. Popped up on the right side. Prodding into foul ground near the line of Sheffield. He makes the play in fair territory, and there's 2 down.
Yeah, Fry continuing to pound the zone, not being afraid. It's easy to do when you have 4 runs on your back, but for Wareham, just like it was against Falmouth, you want to see as many pitches as possible. The approach can't change from what it was in Falmouth. Get the starter out of the game and continue to get deeper and deeper into their bullpen, because while this Firebirds team has a great starter on the mound right now, once you get to the bullpen, there's a big drop-off from Chase Fry to the others.
Tony Lira at the plate takes a first pitch strike. Lira, a guy who's been a mainstay at the top of the order for Ryan Smythe. He has been there ever since the game against Hyannis, as he takes the 0-1 inside for ball 1. And you mentioned just responding. Wareham did not score a run till the 4th inning of the game against Falmouth, so trailed 5-0 for a decent amount of time before finally getting to the starter Nate Stern, tacking him for 3 runs and forcing the Commodores to go to the pen as the 1-1's high and away for ball 2. But even then, score all the runs, the defense doesn't hold up down the stretch. It's been hard for Wareham to string together a performance where everything goes right. Still waiting for it. Is not the start the Gatemen wanted here tonight. The 2-1 fouled off the glove of Strickland. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the first.
And Ryan Smythe kind of touched on it after the loss to the Commodores. Nobody came here to play losing baseball. So, it's going to take time to gel together, but the struggles aren't unnatural.
Lira, a weak ground ball over to third. Cadiz throws across the diamond in plenty of time. And it's a nice inning of work from Chase Fry. He goes 1-2-3 here in the bottom half of the first, and Orleans controls things 4-0 after 1 frame here at Spillane Field on Cape League TV.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Top half of the second here in Wareham. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky as we get you set for another 3 outs. And really, Orleans and Wareham have been two teams that have struggled offensively to start off this season. The only two teams in the league at 2-6, but Orleans not playing like it to start off tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. And see those two teams tied for 8th in the league with runs. That was until Orleans poured it on in the first frame. A 4 spot, putting up a crooked number against the starter, Connor Mohan.
First pitch is smoked by Adrian Beltre Jr., the second baseman. He hits first. He's going to head over to second base, and he's going to make it in there without a throw. It's a stand-up leadoff double for Adrian Beltre Jr. to start off the top half of the second.
For Connor Mohan, you certainly wanted to use that bottom of the first to settle down, and now he trot out from the dugout for the Gatemen down to the bullpen. Beyond left field could be a much, much shorter outing for Connor Mohan than he wanted or expected.
Beltre, just a guy who had 2 hits over 5 games coming into this one. Mohan deals to the leadoff man Tyler Myatt, who singled to start off the game. Bounces it in the dirt. Clark's there to stop it. So another runner into scoring position now for Orleans. They cashed in last inning with runners at second and third and 2 down thanks to Cale Strickland. And that was after the 2-run home run from Dom Cadiz, who waits on deck. You will get another crack at Mohan here in the top half of the second. Mohan set, delivers. This ball is chopped over to the right side, hits off the glove of Lira. There's going to be no play at first. Another bad defensive break for the Gatemen. And very quickly, there's runners at the corners for the man who's already gone yard tonight, Dom Cadiz.
Yeah, for Tyler Myatt, that's 2 balls that he's put in play. That one was much more sharply hit, but the first one was a slow roller, and that time comes at Lira a little bit quicker than I think he was ready for. He would have beaten it out either way with the speed and where Mohan or Nowitzki were going to have to field and cover the base. But once again, not a great start.
Goes down as a single, so Myatt with 2 infield singles to start off his night. Cadiz at the plate had the 2-run bomb into left field, which played at the first 2 runs of this game for Orleans last inning. Certainly looking to replicate here. A guy who came into this game, tied 3rd for hits in the Cape League at 10, and already has number 11, and a pair of RBIs. It's a high fly ball into left field. Apple is under it this time, but it's going to be deep enough to score Beltre Jr. and Orleans up 5-0 after the sac fly from Cadiz.
2 at-bats, 3 RBIs for Dom Cadiz, former MLB draft pick, decided to go to college.
Certainly shown why.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's at-bats like these, continues to battle. In a time where you have no outs and a runner on third, you do your job getting it to the outfield, getting under it. Now Firebirds add some more.
First pitch from Mohan to the shortstop Iquez misses high and away. Iquez was 1 of 3 to strike out in that first inning, and Mohan earned all 3 of his outs in the first by way of the K, all swinging. That ball in play, the first out made by his defense in this game. 1-0. Catches the bottom part. 1 ball and 1 strike. So, Adam, this now the exact same scenario for the Gatemen. They trailed 5-0 in the second inning last game against Falmouth. Made that one a game, and they're certainly going to have to do so again here tonight if they want any chance.
That was big out of the bullpen. Gave them some much-needed stability.
Fly ball into center field. Wax has a beat on it. Makes the play comfortably. So after 2 hits to start off this second, back-to-back outs for Connor Mohan.
That's where it starts. Against Falmouth, it was Logan Hastings that, even though he allowed a grand slam in the first inning, started to settle in a bit. And then when the bullpen came in to the game and started tossing a couple of scoreless innings after inning, and then things really started to settle down, made it much more manageable for the offense.
Terrell was hit by the pitch on the left foot in the first inning. He made it all the way over to third before scoring. Made it there on a hit and run. Originally was planning on stealing second before the ball was put in play. Flies one down the left field line here. That tails foul. 1 ball and 1 strike against the center fielder. This just Terrell's 3rd game of the season with the Firebirds. Certainly made an impact last time against Katuitt, 2 for 4 with the double. Swings on the breaker here. The count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Terrell takes a big, deep breath. Myatt still over there at first base. Mohan set, fires. And Terrell battling in this count. Flies it out of play on the third base side. Orleans scoring 4 runs in that first off Connor Mohan. Off a 2-run home run from Cadiz and a 2 RBI single from Cale Strickland. Trying to get out of this inning, but Mohan misses. Are quickly up to give a check over on first on Myatt, but he's not going anywhere. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1 runner on here in the top half of the second with 1 already across. Mohan once again looking to limit the damage and keep this a 5-0 ball game. Comes home, misses in the dirt, and the count goes full. To unlock Myatt, he'll be on the move here with this next pitch. So an RBI opportunity for Terrell if he can get some good contact.
For Connor Mohan, this is not a battle you want to lose in a 3-2 count. We're up 1-2.
Payoff pitch. Cut on and missed. A big strikeout for Connor Mohan. He allows just 1 here in the top half of the second on 2 hits. 1 runner left on for Orleans. It's a 5-0 ball game here at Spillane Field after just 9 outs of play. Wareham coming to bat in the bottom half. 4-5-6 due up for the Gatemen here on Cape League TV.
Get your merch at the Wareham Gatemen website and click shop to view our latest merch drops. The 2026 Gatemen Kids Clinic registration is live and open. Starting next week, kids will have the chance to be taught by Gatemen coaches and players. For more information, visit the Wareham Gatemen website for dates, times, prices, and opportunities for your kids to have the most memorable week of their summer.
Bottom half of the second here in Wareham. The Gatemen have work to do, but this is a spot that they are very familiar with. Trailed 5-0 against Falmouth after 2 innings. Came back in that game and tied it up. Led in that one for a long time before collapsing down the stretch.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Ryan Smythe wants this to be the recipe for Wareham, early deficits. But on the bright side, what that game against the Commodores showed was that this team can come back and they can pour it on offensively. They got to the bullpen and they started to string together hit after hit, a couple of heads-up base running plays, some things that you haven't seen too often for Gatemen.
Drew Rogers, the DH, starts things here in the bottom half of the second. He went 1 for 2 against Falmouth with 3 walks. Reached base 4 out of the 5 times he made it to the plate. Has become a consistent figure for Ryan Smythe in this order. Swing and a miss at the 0-1. And he's quickly down 0-2.
There for Drew Rogers. Really commanded the zone against Falmouth. You just mentioned it, Dan. 3 walks, a 1 for 2 day, seeing the ball very well at the plate. Trying to battle back now.
Fry ready with the 0-2, runs inside, nearly clips Roger. He pounds his bat into the ground after that ball. 1-2. Has played in just 6 games so far this season for Wareham. .333 batting average coming into this game. One of 2 guys with a home run on the year as well. 1-2, down and away. Counts knotted at 2.
This is what Rogers did well against the Commodores, making the pitchers work for it. These multiple pitches and now becoming a threat to put the ball in play, even for extra bases.
Fry delivers the 2-2. Called strike 3 on the bottom part of the plate. Rogers doesn't like it, but it doesn't matter. Fry's retired 4 in a row to start this game.
Now batting the right
Fry's in a groove. He's pounding the zone. 19 pitches, 12 strikes. He has some solid swing and miss stuff. Nothing crazy. But what he does very well is limits the walks and makes Gatemen hitters earn it. They haven't so far.
Dylan Dubovic takes a first pitch ball high and away. Dubovic is a guy that knows how to earn it. He's been a consistent hitter in this lineup, a .308 average for him through 7 games, and picked up a base knock against Falmouth. That extended a 5-game hit streak for him. Looking to keep it going and kickstart this Wareham offense as Fry misses inside. It's 2-0.
Different type of at-bat as the one that preceded Dubovic. Rogers was behind 0-2. Now a hitter's advantage for Wareham.
Fouls it straight back to the screen. Balls. 1 strike. Against the man from Miami in his freshman campaign, a .312 batting average. 42 games played. Certainly found a groove here with Wareham. 2-1 pitch, misses inside. The count goes to 3-1. Bovic trying to get something started. Wareham, they have not had a runner reach base yet in this game. The 3-1 from Fry. This is top of the zone, so there it is. Dylan Dubovic, the right fielder, works the walk. And the Gatemen have their first runner aboard here in the bottom half of the second with 1 down.
Now batting the left fielder, number 13, Foster.
Dylan Dubovic works a nice at-bat. A guy that's been a high strikeout guy so far this summer for the Gatemen. His first walk drawn compared to 9 strikeouts. So earns it. And now first one on the base paths for Wareham.
Had a pair of strikeouts against Falmouth. First pitch to Foster Apple. It's a called strike. Apple also played in that Falmouth game. Came in, though, in the later stages as a defensive replacement. Went 1 for 2 with his time at the plate with an RBI. Lines the ball into right field, but Sheffield is there all day long. He was playing close to the line down there in right field. Steals a base hit from Foster Apple, and there's 2 down.
Well hit from Apple, but like you said, Sheffield was ready. The tendency was there for Apple. Goes opposite field early in the count. Sheffield did not have to move much at all, but off the bat, you thought potentially extra bases. You said steals a base hit, but from where Sheffield had been playing and is playing now, that could have been 2 bases.
Good scouting job from the Orleans staff. Nowitzki at the plate takes a first pitch ball, and there's a huge gap in right center, and it's because Sheffield has shifted so far over into right field. A big cut and a miss from Nowitzki makes things 1 ball, 1 strike. And really, the center fielder is just out there. And if you look at the left fielder, Myatt and Sheffield, very, very big gaps between the center fielder, Terrell, and the other 2 outfielders. The 1-1 fouled straight back to the screen. Nowitzki also played against Falmouth. A 2-hit day for him. Was in the cleanup spot. Today bumped down to the 7-hole.
Just following up on how much room there is in the gaps. This isn't a great gap-to-gap hitting team. 12 doubles. And 4 have come from Jason Wax and Levi Clark in the last 2 games. So they're starting to find their footing. RJ Hamilton with 1 double the other day as well, but for the most part, through the first 7 games, this team did not hit for extra bases very often.
Fry looking to put up back-to-back zeros to start off this game. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, high and away. Count goes to 2-2. Hipsky is a guy who has one of those doubles. Looking to build on that. Bovic still over at first base after his 1-out walk. Pitch is grounded over to the third base side. Cadiz fields, throws across the diamond, and he makes a nice play to end things off here in the bottom half of the second. No runs, no hits, 1 left on base for the Gatemen here in the bottom half of the second. Still a 5-0 lead in favor of Orleans as we go to the third here at Spillane Field on Cape League TV.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
You can see the clouds here at Spillane Field and the forecast not looking great. Rain expected to start falling in about 40 minutes here at Spillane Field with the Firebirds trailing the Gatemen 5-0. Dan Shalam and Adam Hipsky with you.
Yeah, Dan, and need 5 innings to have this game go down as complete. For the Gatemen, they certainly want to get through it.
Or right maybe now, they want the rain to come in.
Also true. Regardless, the way that the league has designed this schedule is to space out the off days somewhat routinely and give the managers a plan. And I think nobody, first and foremost, nobody wants to get rained out at all, but nobody wants to have to shift these plans around. And right now it certainly seems like it's possible.
Orleans definitely a team that doesn't want to come back here for an extra time if they don't have to, an over-hour drive to Wareham, as it's the 5, 6, 7 hitters due up for Orleans here in the top half of the third, starting with Nate Savoy. Mohan deals a first pitch ball. We already saw one game canceled today. That was Harwich and Hyannis. That game didn't even start, as the 1-0 This is high and away. Two other games currently in progress right now. Brewster and Katuitt with the Whitecaps up 4-0 in the top half of the 7th, and YD leading Falmouth 5-2 in the bottom of the 5th. So those two games are okay to go final if any rain does come, as both have already completed. 4.5 with YD leading in the home half as well. If that game does get rained out right now, let's say, it would go down as official.
Battle of two first-place teams. Falmouth atop the West, YD atop the East. Red Sox been off to such a great start this year.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Flap foul, and really, if you look at the West Division standings, you might be thinking it's all bad news if you're Wareham with just 2 wins, but Falmouth, the leader of the West, only has 4 victories right now, and looks like they're about to take loss number 4 to go to 500 on the season.
And also, adding on to that note, Gatemen can certainly hang with Falmouth.
Ball is smoked into center field. Wax with a nice sliding play for out number 1. Here in the 3rd, Mohan starting to find a groove, 4 in a row retired.
First time that the leadoff man has gone down. First inning, it was a leadoff single. Second inning, a leadoff double. So this time, Mohan not starting really from behind the 8 ball.
Armani Raygoza steps in, the first baseman who struck out to Mohan in the first inning.
You know you can say no, right?
First pitch, missing down low for ball 1. And the rest of the West Division, too. Bourne at 3-3-2 in second. Hewitt at 3-4-1. And Hyannis at 3-5. Wareham's only at 2-6. Very much in the race for any spot in the West Division. Still so early in this Cape League season. This game number 9. 1-0. Check swing from Raygoza. He does not go around. It's 2-0.
And if you're the Gatemen, and if you split this season so far, these first 8 games into 2 halves, and if you continue to make the improvement that you've seen from half 1 to half 2, then Wareham only being down a couple of games in the division is a great sign.
Duo's lifted high into right field. Dubovic going back right next to the wall. Comes down with it. A long second out. But there's 2 outs on the board here in the 3rd.
Good to see you guys.
330 to right. I think might have smacked that one about 328. Dubovic settles under it. Nice job maintaining focus. No out. Taken for granted for this Gateman defense and for the Gateman pitching staff.
Mohan looking for a 1-2-3 third against Cale Strickland, the catcher. First pitch high and away. Strickland had that 2 RBI single and the first to make the game 4-0. And it's interesting as well because against Falmouth, starter Logan Hastings went 2 innings. Gave up 4 in the first, 1 in the second. And then the Gateman bullpen put up zeros the rest of the way, all the way up until that 9th inning. Seeming eerily similar here tonight at Spillane Field. 1 ball, no strike count to Strickland. This is down low. It's 2-0.
Keep battling here if you're Mohan. Yes, you're down in the count, but still induce soft contact.
Finds the zone right there. 2 balls, 1 strike. Strickland now a guy who has RBIs in back-to-back games after registering 1 against Katuitt. Also came around to score in that game. Mohan fires. This ball is flied out into left field. Apple with some trouble early on. The ball hits the ground. It'll go down as a single. He thought he had it, but not to be.
Very close. Foster Apple off the bat, made a nice jump, instantly comes in. Maybe starts to slow down a little bit, and it just hardly grazes the grass, but couldn't make it in time.
The third base umpire, Will Power, had the best look at it right there. He immediately ruled that that ball hit the ground.
I think it was the right call.
Jeremy Sheffield at the plate, fouls the first pitch back. He struck out to end off things in the first.
Still give credit to Apple and left. Makes the jump, gives the effort on the dive. Comes up empty this time around.
Mohan looking for a 0 here in the top half of the third. Fires his 0-1 offering. It misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Orleans cashed in with 2 outs back in the first. Both of their runs, or their singular run last inning, came with no outs on the board. Mohan is struggling a little bit with his control. The count goes to 2-1.
And he was getting ahead in counts in the first couple of innings. He was just giving up a couple of barrels to Firebirds hitters. This time around, it's been a lot of loose control, like you mentioned.
Sheffield checks his swing. It's a called strike. So the count goes to 2-2. The right fielder, Georgetown's only representation here in the Cape Cod Baseball League this summer, looking to make an impact here in a 2-ball, 2-strike count with 2 outs, and Strickland at first. Drops the ball over to the Gatemen dugout. Count stays at 2-2. Wareham has 8-9-1, 2 up in the bottom half of the third, which will include the first at-bat for Henry DeGiorgio, the new addition for the Gatemen. Sheffield checks the swing, and no call from home plate umpire Ryan DeMar. The count goes full. Strickland will be on the move here with 2 outs. Mohan desperately needing a 0. Comes set at the belt, fires the payoff, put out of play by Sheffield on the first base side.
Yeah, don't lose it here. 2-strike count, 2 away. Jeremy Sheffield's not a guy that's going to beat you with 1 swing of the bat, or at least he hasn't really shown that early on this season. So still don't want to give him a great pitch to hit, but also don't try and allow the free base.
The payoff once again is lined up the middle. Touching second is Strickland. He will go to third. The throw over there is not in time. Seemed like the Gatemen might have had a shot at it. DeGiorgio couldn't decide whether to cut it off or not. He let it through, and Elam couldn't get the tag down in time. Runners at the corners with 2 outs.
I think Kate Elam had a tough time handling it. If you're DeGiorgio, I'm not sure why cutting it off was ever an option. The tag might have been there, but Elam...
Ball fell out of the glove.
Yeah, fumbles it. And now our first mound visit of the day. Nice piece of hitting from Sheffield to take it right back up the middle.
Pitching coach Eric Luskus pulls Connor Mohan out of the game here in the top half of the third. Make that back-to-back games now for the Gatemen, where the starter has not gone more than 3 complete innings. So still damaged, left to clean up. Runners at the corners, 2 down here in the top half of the third. No runs across, with a new pitcher coming to the mound for the Gatemen here on Cape League TV.
Hey, Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A+ Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962 2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Alyssa Watling, intuitive call to the bullpen here in the top half of the third. It's a debut and one that Colton Sampson hopes to get out of with nothing across, thrown into the fire here in the top half of the third.
Inherits 2 runners from the starter Connor Mohan, like you just said, Dan, making his Cape Cod debut. 6'2", 195-pound lefty from Seminole State College of Florida. It's a junior college. He made 15 appearances, 13 starts, a heavy workload, 80 2/3 innings, and a 4.24 ERA. Plenty of swing and miss stuff off the left hand of Sampson. 93 strikeouts in the 80 2/3.
Goes against Adrian Beltre Jr. as a quick check over on first on Jeremy Sheffield. Beltre Jr. had the double to start off things in the second. He eventually came around to score as the 5th run of this game for Orleans. And yes, if you're wondering, he is, of course, related to Adrian Beltre, the longtime third baseman for the Texas Rangers. Takes a first pitch strike.
Certainly looked like his dad his first time up. Smoked a double. First pitch of the at-bat. Leadoff man, and now kind of leading things off. First time facing a new pitcher.
The 0-1 catches the inside part. No balls and 2 strikes. And Adrian Beltre throwing out the first pitch in Orleans on July 7th. So some fun stuff will be happening out in Orleans. Tonight here at Spillane Field, it is Bark at the Park night. So lots of dogs in attendance. As the 0-2 is smoked through the hole, and it'll be another RBI for Adrian Beltre Jr. What a way to start off his day. That's an RBI single. Run comes in to score 6-0 Firebirds.
Disaster for Connor Mohan, who got 2 flyouts to start the inning, and then got another one to left field. It was dropping quickly, not a play that Foster Apple should have made. But then Sense allows another single, gets pulled, and then Beltre, good piece of hitting.
3 consecutive hits for Orleans with 2 outs. The first pitch to the leadoff man, Tyler Myatt, misses, and Myatt, a guy who also has 2 hits. And Orleans as a team already has 9 base knocks, and we're just in the top half of the third. Mohan allowed 8. The 1-0. This is outside, and what a tough spot for Colton Sampson to be brought into for his first appearance on Cape Cod, pitching at the JUCO level this past season. A lot of pressure for him to inherit. Has a little bit of advantage here on a lefty-lefty matchup, but Myatt's been swinging a hot bat today. The 2-0. Hit through another hole, this time on the right side. Hitting third and coming home for a second was Sheffield, and now hung out to dry is Beltre Jr., and they get him over at second base. Some bad base running from Orleans to end off things here in the top half of the third, and Colton Sampson gets a little bit saved thanks to his defense.
Yes, he does, Dan, and not a great job by the Orleans staff. They were trying to send Sheffield around, and then a late stop sign. Beltre's head was down. He turned for third, and then that's when he got hung up to dry, like you said.
Still, the Firebirds finish with 4 consecutive singles to end off things here in the top half of the third. They score 1, make this a 6-0 ball game, with Wareham coming to bat on the other side here on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Bottom half of the third here at Spillane Field. The Orleans Firebirds have been all over the Wareham Gatemen, have scored in every single inning to start off this game, but the last time that the Gatemen were at home, they also trailed early on. That was 3-0 against Tarwich, and Mountain in improbable comeback, eventually winning on a walk-off grand slam.
And only the third time since 2011 that the Gatemen had hit a walk-off home run. Cohen and Clyde did it in a big way. Grand slam, bottom of the ninth, a come-from-behind victory. Didn't really get much better than that. Wareham's offense has heated up since. Not so much today.
The Clyde not in the lineup here tonight. Did play against Falmouth. Cade Elam, the third baseman at the plate. Down, no balls, and 1 strike. It's still Chase Fry on the bump as he misses in the dirt. He's really been dominant today, Adam. He's only faced 7 hitters through the first 2.
Hasn't allowed a hit. Orleans on the other side, his offense doing him a ton of favors with 9 hits. Top of this game, but yeah, he's mowing down hitters, swing and miss stuff, is getting to the Gatemen, and that was exactly what happened against Falmouth a couple of days ago.
Elam down, 1 ball, 2 strikes, just 1 hit on the season in 4 games played and 16 trips to the plate. Now make that 1 for 17 on the swing and miss for the first out here in the bottom of the third.
Against the Commodores, Nate Stern got the start, and it wasn't until the 4th inning where Wareham even touched him. Into the day going 3 2/3, but then after they chased the starter out of the game, that was when the Gatemen really started to heat up. Gives hope, at least as we approach that point today, as long as we're still playing.
You wonder when the rain's going to come in. It's coming at some point. Just depends how much we can get in. Henry DeGiorgio at the plate. His first at-bat for the Gatemen. The man from Northeastern, where he's played in 35 games, started 32 for a .217 batting average. He's down, no balls, 2 strikes.
For DeGiorgio, got thrown into the fire defensively. First at-bat was hit to him on the left side of the infield. Now trying to give the Gatemen a 1-out base runner.
Left on left. No ball, 2 strikes. Tried to get to Giorgio to swing and miss down low, but Frey's been efficient overall. He's only thrown 39 pitches, and Mohan left the game with 67. He didn't even get through 3rd inning.
Fry can down the zone.
1-2, misses on the outer half. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And this was what happened against Stern. He was dominant early. Second time through the order, the Gatemen started to see his stuff a little bit better. 9th hitting to Giorgio up right now.
It's a little comebacker to Fry. He fields easily. Underhand toss to first. And that is 4 in a row retired for Chase Fry. And you mentioned getting a second look. Jason Wax, the leadoff man, comes to the plate, the first Gateman to see Fry for a second time tonight.
Yeah, so nobody records a hit first time through the order. Dylan Dubovic drew a walk, but very dominant stuff from Chase Fry, the starter.
Wax grounded out over to second base the first time he was at the plate. It's a long foul ball. Right side out of play. Wax has certainly been finding it lately. Went 4 for 5 in the leadoff spot against Falmouth. Delivered with 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. Wareham still without a hit in this game, and Wax is down 0-2. Strikeout has still been a problem for Jason Wax. Got 8 of them on the season. Looking to avoid number 9 here. He did strike out last time against Falmouth. 0-2. Cutting a miss, and there is strike 3. 2 Ks for Chase Fry here in this bottom half of the third. He's got 3 overall on the evening and has certainly been dealing. Has faced just 10 hitters through the first 3, and the Gatemen have no runs. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We head to the 4th inning. Orleans leading things 6-0 on Cape League TV.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Real estate development in Lance, Georgia. Welcome back to Cape League TV. I'm CeCe Gabriel, and here at Spillane Field for the Orleans Firebirds, it's Cale Strickland, the catcher for the team. And I'd have to say, beyond what he does on the field, you can look at his family, and it's pretty impressive. His father, Scott Strickland, spent 9 seasons as the head coach for his alma mater, Kent State, and brought his team to 4 regional appearances, as well as a College World Series championship. Now, after that, from 2014 to 2023, he was the head coach at Georgia and also saw a couple of regional appearances right there. Now Strickland is here at this team playing right after seeing his father's legacy, and he has a big game to go. Back to you guys. Good job.
Thanks so much, CeCe. Orleans dominating. Cale Strickland 2 for 2 with a couple of RBIs. Firebirds with a 6-0 lead with Dan Shalam. I'm Adam Hipsky. Colton Sampson back out for his first inning of work, or at least a clean frame, Dan. He came in to relieve Connor Mohan. One more came in, but at least he got out of the jam with some help from his defense.
Caught Adrian Beltre Jr. between 2nd and 3rd to end off that 3rd inning, and just looking for some consistency. Because really, the Wareham pitching staff, Connor Mohan, never found a groove. He got the first 2 outs of that 3rd, but then let up 3 straight base hits before he got pulled from the game. You're just looking for Colton Sampson to bring some stability to this game.
Trying to open up this inning with an out. Dominic Cadiz, the 3rd baseman out of UCLA, high in the count 0-2.
And you're looking also to kind of work quickly because you're running out of time here if you're the Wareham offense with the weather coming in and the way that this game is going. It's questionable how many more chances you're going to have.
Out of the windup, Sampson deals. Grounded left side on the backhand. DeGiorgio goes to first. Strong throw. It's in time. First put out of the summer for Henry DeGiorgio, and there is one away in the top of the 4th.
Nice job on the first clean ground ball that he's gotten of the game. Backhands it. Nice strong throw across the diamond against a guy in Dom Cadiz who had given Wareham a little bit of trouble.
Now brings up Elijah Iquez, who's 0 for 2 today. One of the few Firebirds hitters that did not total a hit against the starter Connor Mohan. Left on right, Sampson's pitch is inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Sampson primarily a starter for his junior college this spring. Out of his 15 appearances, made 13 starts. 1-0. This is high. 2 balls, no strikes. Working out of the bullpen today. Plenty of swing and miss stuff, though. Recorded 72 strikeouts in conference play. That ranked atop his conference at Seminole State College of Florida. Going up against the shortstop from Hawaii, Iquez, who swings and lifts it into left center field. Whacks back, camps under it, and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. And a really nice job from Colton Sampson, who did not end his first appearance, or his first inning rather, with an out. It was because of his defense cutting down A.J. Beltre on the base paths. But this time, a clean inning, and he's gone 2 up, 2 down.
It kind of reminded me of that wacky game last night in Colorado where the Rockies hit 8 straight hits to end off the game. They had 4 in the bottom half of the 8th, also got caught in a little bit of a jam. And then in that bottom half of the 9th, recorded 4 more hits to win the game and walk off the Red Sox 3-2. First time that happened in MLB since 1920.
Crazy. Brings up Bub Terrell. This is outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Terrell, another Orleans hitter that has not recorded a hit today. Only 3 Firebirds haven't. Iquez, Terrell, and then Armani Ragoza, who is in the hole. But 2 away right now, trying to beat the rain at Spillane Field. 1-1 grounded, right side and foul, and Terrell frustrated.
You can see it there. Waving the right hand, trying to get his swing path down as he steps back into the box. Was upset that he rolled over a pitch right there that he clearly wanted to drive.
Down and away. Outer third, but Terrell certainly liked the spot. 1-2, 2 away. Sampson winds. Punches it foul, left side, out of play, 1-2.
Nice job by Sampson here. This would be huge to work a 1-2-3 top half of the 4th and give the heart of the Wareham order a shot in the bottom half.
Terrell just finished his sophomore season with Auburn. 1-2 count. Sampson's pitch. This is outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sampson yet to record a strikeout. Had more than 90 in his collegiate season. The 4th hitter that he's faced today. Terrell hit by a pitch in the first. He came around to score on, struck out in the second. Grounded foul, left side. In that sophomore season with Auburn, got some NCAA tournament experience. He was great, Dan. 4 hits in June. Tigers obviously didn't make it to Omaha. The collegiate season wrapped up last night. But Terrell has played in the SEC against high-caliber competition, trying to do it again here in the Cape League. Continues to stay alive. Fouls another pitch off at 2-2.
And this will be now pitch number 7 coming. And he's a guy that's more than experienced. He knows how to battle, and he's doing an amazing job here against Sampson.
Base is clear, 2 outs. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Sampson has his first strikeout of the summer, and he goes 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 4th. Orleans with a 6-0 lead, but the 2, 3, 4 hitters coming to the plate for the Gatemen.
Hey Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Bottom of the fourth here at Spillane Field. With Dan Shalam, I'm Adam Hipsky. Firebirds with a 6-0 edge over the Gatemen, but the 2-3-4 hitters coming to the plate, Dan, and that tells the story right there in the hit column. 10 for Orleans and no hits for Wareham.
Kind of crazy. And it's been because of this guy on the mound right now, Chase Fry, who has just been mowing down these Wareham hitters. He's only allowed one walk in this game, has been working just so efficiently and really giving the Gatemen a lot of problems, a team that really found it offensively last game.
Right side for the Gatemen is the 2-3-4 hitters are up. Levi Clark hits it up the middle. Beltre goes to first. It's in time, and the shift was on from Orleans. Beltre, the second baseman, was on the left side of the infield. They stacked it, and it pays off. One away, bottom of the fourth.
He was playing out the bag, and for a right reason. There's been a couple of plays in this game where Orleans has had the right scout, the right spray chart, and have really stolen a couple of base hits away from the Gatemen.
They play Tony Lira straight up with one down, and the base is clear. Still no hits for the Gatemen today, and he waves and misses at an elevated fastball, 0-1.
And that's kind of become a lost art, hitting against the shift, obviously, with MLB making the rule changes. But you can still basically play the shift and park your second baseman on second base.
The one misses inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Second time through the order for Chase Fry. Gatemen started to get to the starter, Nate Stern, for the Commodores 2 days ago in the fourth inning. He went 3 2/3 before the Gatemen faced him out. 1-2 on Lira. Approaching that point today for Chase Fry, but he has been very good. Went 5 innings in his first start trying to get through the fourth without any more damage.
He's only had 49 pitches.
Yeah. On right, Fry sets and fires. Popped up right side of the infield. Ray Goza into foul ground. Pulls it in. Second out of the inning. Chase Fry, that's now 7 consecutive batters retired.
It just hasn't felt very competitive from this Wareham order. Against Falmouth, there was a lot of long, drawn-out counts, really making that staff work. Chase Fry has been on easy mode. His pitch mix has been just pounding the zone, throwing the off-speed, throwing these hitters off balance, and Wareham hasn't been able to adjust.
First pitch to Drew Rogers. Taken for a called strike, bottom rail. Beautifully placed slider. Now it moves to 0-1. Two down, pitch from Fry. Just misses inside. A ball and a strike. Rogers went down swinging his last time up. Chase Fry, the third starter in this rotation for the Firebirds. Big 6'6" lefty. Pitch. This is downstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike. Fry, originally from Las Vegas, stayed out west for his collegiate ball at Grand Canyon. Now making his second start for the Firebirds today. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Got now level, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Same count that Rogers found himself in the last at-bat. Really has to battle here, and last time, Fry got him with a fastball on the inside corner. See what he goes to.
A 2-2 count with 2 away. Fry releases. Called strike 3. Back-to-back backwards Ks, and Chase Fry retires the side in order. We're through 4 at Spillane Field. It's all Orleans, and Chase Fry struts off the mound for the Firebirds. 5-6-7 due up for the Firebirds bats when we return right here on Cape League TV.
Buy your tickets today by visiting the Cape League store.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Back for the top of the 5th, Orleans with a 6-0 lead. It's the 5-6-7 hitters due up for the Firebirds, and it starts with Nate Savoy, 1 for 2 with a single and a flyout. Colton Sampson returns to the mound. He's into his windup for the first pitch of the inning, and it misses inside 1-0. Colton Sampson doing a nice job in his Cape debut, Dan, after inheriting a couple of runners from the starter Connor Mohan. He worked a clean 4th frame.
Certainly did, and it's something that Wareham desperately needed, putting that first 0 on the board.
1-0. This is outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Firebirds broke it open in the first inning. A 4 spot in the top of the first, added another in each of the second and third innings. Now 6-0. We're going to continue to add to this advantage. That one a called strike, outside corner, 2-1. Savoy getting the day off defensively for the Firebirds. Designated hitter from Clemson. Sampson nods. 2-1. Out straight back, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Boy hit .329 with the Tigers. Clemson team that been very good. And a 2-2 count. This is inside. Count runs full, 3-2. The payoff from Sampson. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Colton Sampson, back-to-back strikeouts. Retired Bub Terrell to end the 4th and gets Nate Savoy to start things in the 5th.
After being thrown into the fire, what a bounce back and what a start, really, for Colton Sampson. Looking for stability out of the pen, kind of the same recipe that Wareham had against Falmouth. He's doing a great job right now.
Armani Raygoza digs in from the left side, left on left. Sampson's pitch called a strike, inside corner, 0-1. Goza hasn't been off to the best start this summer, and also not today. He's 0 for 2 today, to 4 for 26 on the season. The 0-1. Ryder tails away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Raygoza, one of the most consistent hitters in the Southland Conference. UT, go Grand Valley. 300 plus this past spring. 1-1. Ball to strike outside corner. Sampson ahead 1-2.
And he has more of that control that Connor Mohan was lacking to start, where he was missing high and away. He was missing down low. Sampson has just been pounding the zone.
1-2, one away. The base is clear. Sampson's pitch just misses below the zone. Clark liked it, but had the count 2-2.
That's a good competitive miss right there as well. Sampson is doing a really nice job and using this lefty matchup to his advantage.
2-2. Sampson's delivery. Another one, this time non-competitive pitch. Rails into the dirt. Counts 3-2. 4 straight hitters retired in this Orleans lineup after putting up 6 runs in the first 3 innings. 3-2 the count, 1 away. Kicks and delivers. Popped foul. Right behind home plate. Ragoza lives to fight another day at 3-2.
Really a compliment to the Orleans hitters. They've had so many long, drawn-out counts in this game. Not just against Sampson, but against Mohan, making the Gatemen staff throw a lot of pitches.
3-2. Hit up the middle. Couple of hops to Giorgio. Fields, and it can't be dug out of the dirt by Tony Lira. Got down on his stomach to try and field it, but not a pretty start in the day defensively for the Gatemen once again.
And that's one DeGiorgio should not be putting Lira in an uncomfortable position. And the rain has started to come down a little bit, so maybe that's becoming a little bit of a problem out there defensively as we see a lot of people start to pack up the chairs and try and head for safety.
It's a pretty easy tell when hoods start going on, blankets start coming out, umbrellas pop open. Count now 0-1 on Cale Strickland.
And it's going to be interesting to see how long the umpires let this game go. Wareham just has to bat in the bottom half for this to go down as an official game.
Wareham trying to get to the home half and a 3-2 count with 1 away. The pitch. This is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sorry, excuse me.
Numbers can be a little bit confusing sometimes.
Well, we look out in right field, but obviously our production crew on top of it.
As they always are.
Sampson continuing to cruise. 1-1. Hit up the middle, past a diving DeGiorgio into center field. Back-to-back base runners for the Firebirds. Ragoza reached on an error. He's over to second, and that's now a 3-hit day for Cale Strickland.
And that last play goes down as an error on DeGiorgio as well. So back-to-back plays over to shortstop. This one definitely a little bit tougher. Tried to make the dive, couldn't come up with it, and a chance for Orleans to really keep going here and adding on the runs.
Brings up Jeremy Sheffield. 1 for 2 today, batting 8th. The right fielder out of Georgetown. Trying to add to the 6-run lead. Pitch. This is downstairs. 1 ball, no strike. Sheffield hitting .214 this season with the Firebirds. Not a loaded Orleans lineup by any sense. 7th in the league in batting average, 8th in runs per game. Doesn't hit for power, a .289 slugging percentage. That's 9th in the league, second to last. But today, had plenty of hits against the starter, Connor Mohan. 8 against him, 3 against Sampson. Duo. Called a strike.
Well, and that's why Orleans has kind of struggled against Sampson, because he has just pounded the zone and let his defense do the rest of the work. Mohan struggled with the control, put him in hitters counts where he had to come inside. And unfortunate that DeGiorgio couldn't make that play over short. There would be 2 outs.
2-1, this one grounded right side. Arranging Nowitzki gloves goes to first. And a nice play there from the second baseman. in double play depth, pinched towards the bag. He shifts to his left and retires Sheffield, now 2 down in the top of the 5th.
That's really good stuff right there from Nowitzki, because that could have been another ball that got through the hole and went into right field. And we're going to see Eric Luskus, the pitching coach for Wareham, come out onto the mound now and talk with Sampson.
2 in scoring position and 2 away. He takes the ball from Colton Sampson, and his day is done. He departs with 2 runners on, but has not allowed a run yet. It is 6-0 Orleans in the top of the 5th. A new arm out of the pen for the Gatemen, their 3rd of the day. We'll be back right after this on Cape League TV.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Alyssa Wadling, intuitive pitching change for the Gatemen, and it is the righty, Jake Schweitzer. He comes in with 2 runners that are not his responsibility. They are the relief pitcher, Colton Sampson, who did a nice job out of the pen, but now it's the righty from Louisville trying to get out of this jam, Dan.
Schweitzer was the 10th inning pitcher against Falmouth a couple of days ago, where he just came into the game and let up the walk-off hit. But Schweitzer has been a solid arm out of the bullpen. This will be his 4th appearance of the season coming out of Louisville. This past college season, 23 appearances, 34 innings pitched. That was good for a 6.88 ERA. And he's got to work out of some more traffic now. Runners at 2nd and 3rd for the very hot-hitting Adrian Beltre Jr.
That's exactly right. 2 for 2 today. Last time was an RBI single. Orleans has been very good today with runners in scoring position. That hasn't been a strength for the Gatemen. Tonight it has been for the Firebirds. They are 4 for 6, and they have 2 in scoring position now. Final pitches being thrown down to Levi Clark, the 2 getting on the same page. The home plate umpire, Ryan DeMare, rushes off our home plate. We're set to go in the 5th inning. Orleans, 6 runs on 11 hits. Trying to break this game open even more. Rain starting to trickle in at Spillane Field.
And if you're the Firebirds, you want to get this bottom half done as quick as possible. You throw 1 pitcher, when this goes down as a win for you, you can see the light here.
That would make it a complete game for an Orleans team that is at the bottom of the East Division at 2-6. First pitch to Beltre misses high and inside. 1-0. Second baseman transferring to San Diego. Hitting just 154 this summer for the Firebirds. Schweitzer. For a long pause, the 1-0. This one clips the zone, a called strike at 1-1. This inning would be over. Armani Regoza, who's at 3rd base right now, reached on an error. On the throw by the shortstop, DeGiorgio. Right now the 1-1 count. Called strike. Beautiful pitch from Jake Schweitzer. A slider that started inside, continued to break, and caught the bottom rail. Now the count 1-2. Pitcher's advantage for Schweitzer, trying to work out of the jam. His first batter faced of the night, relieving Colton Sampson. The 1-2. Grounded, left side, another chance for DeGiorgio. He gloves, goes to first, and he responds with a 6-3 putout. Schweitzer goes 1 up, 1 down, and we are halfway home at Spillane Field. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error in the field, 2 runners left on and in scoring position. When we come back, 5-6-7 to swing it for the Gatemen on Cape League TV.
Hey Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Really starting to come down here at Spillane Field. 5-6-7 due up for the Gatemen. Trailing 6-0. Dylan Dubovic, Foster Apple, and Nate Nowitzki to the plate. Chase Fry has been excellent. Hasn't allowed a hit. First pitch is outside, 1 ball, and no strikes. Dubovic, the only hitter in this Wareham order, Dan, to even reach base. It's been 8 straight retired for Chase Fry since allowing that 1-out free pass to Dubovic.
He has been in such a flow out there and has really made all the Wareham hitters uncomfortable to the point where he's so comfortable that he's pitching without any fear, hitting the zone and letting his defense do the work. The rain is coming down hard. Wouldn't be surprised if this game does get called early, and Orleans just needs 3 outs here in the bottom half to count this as official.
1-1 cut on and missed. Fry has retired the side in order each of the last 2 innings. His only blemish on the day is that 1-out walk to Dubovic in the second. Fry sets and fires. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Chase Fry. His 5th of the day, and there's 1 away in the bottom of the 5th.
Back-to-back Ks for him. It's just really nice sequencing of his pitches, keeping everyone off balance and doing himself a favor there with a strikeout.
Brings in Foster Apple. Gatemen still trying to get their first hit of the day. First pitch. Called strike outside corner, 0-1. Back-to-back scoreless innings from the Wareham bullpen. But when they entered, it was already a steep deficit. 0-1 inside, trickles to the backstop. Count now 1-1. Apple 0 for 1 today with a fly out back in the second. Fry working past his 60th pitch. High chopper to the shortstop. Iquez goes to first in time. Beats out a hustling Apple, and there are 2 away Fry continues to make quick work of this Wareham lineup.
Getting to a point where you're starting to get worried that you don't even have a hit in this game. Fry's been that locked in to the point where he has just been getting those ground balls, forcing fly balls, weak contact. It's really been no issue for his defense. It's been no issue for him. 63 pitches through.
Now a left-on-left battle with Nate Nowitzki, who swings at a first pitch and flies it foul. Left side off the building. Popped back over the fence, close to the field of play, but they'll just strike one. Now third base coach Nate Ewing out to collect it down the line. No balls, one strike. Nowitzki batting 7th today. Plenty of power in this bat, trying to spark a 2-out rally. Right now, the Gatemen yet to total a hit against Chase Fry. Trying to finish his 5th inning. Get one. Fly ball, deep right field, Sheffield back. Settles under it, and he makes the play. Another 3-up, 3-down inning for Chase Fry. 4 through 5 at Spillane Field. It's the Firebirds with a 6-0 lead on Cape League TV.
The daughter of
Get your merch at the Wareham Gatemen website and click shop to view our latest merch drops. The 2026 Gatemen Kids Clinic registration is live and open. Starting next week, kids will have the chance to be taught by Gatemen coaches and players. For more information, visit the Wareham Gatemen website for dates, times, prices, and opportunities for your kids to have the most memorable week of their summer.
We return for the bottom of the 6th. Jake Schweitzer to the mound for the Gatemen. Right now, pitching with 0 run support in a 6-0 deficit. He did his job to end the 5th inning, induce a ground out against Beltre, and now turns it to the top of the order, facing Tyler Myatt, Dominic Cadiz, and Elijah Iquez. But Dan, it's a tough job for Jake Schweitzer, pitching for the 2nd time in 2 games and facing an Orleans lineup that is swinging a very hot bat tonight.
Did have the off day yesterday, so got a chance to get some rest, but you mentioned it. He's back there on the mound, and the position he got put in against Falmouth was a really weird one. The bases were loaded, there were nobody out in the bottom half of the 10th, and he let up a single on the first pitch he threw, but you can't pin that on him. You're just looking for him now to settle in, build off that last inning, and provide length.
Statistically, it went down as a blown save, but it really wasn't for Jake Schweitzer. His first pitch is swung on and looped into shallow left field for a base hit. Tyler Myatt continues his tear. That's now a 4-hit day and 4 trips to the plate for the left fielder from Tennessee.
And now Orleans, as a team, up to 12. They have just been mashing the ball today, and it really hasn't been that much loud contact outside of that home run. It's primarily been these bloop singles into the shallow part of the outfield, and they've just stacked those up. Use some good base running to their advantage, and that's why they're up 6-0.
So Connor Sampson's line is officially finished after Jake Schweitzer retired Beltre with 2 outs in the 5th. In his Cape League debut, he goes 2 innings, gives up 3 hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. A clean day for Colton Sampson, trying to give Ryan Smythe another option out of the bullpen. Schweitzer trying to prove that right now. Currently in a 0-1 count on Dominic Cadiz. A 2-run shot in the first inning. 2 batters in, Orleans had a 2-0 lead. 0-1 cut on and missed. It's a Wareham team that hasn't scored first in any game this season. It's now game 9 of the summer. It was a similar story today. The 0-2. Breaking ball, hit on the ground to the third baseman, Elam. He fields, goes to second for one. Nowitzki turns. It's in time. Took Elam a second to glove and go to second, but the composure pays off. There's now 2 away and nobody on the base paths. A 5-4-3 double play.
Much better to be safe than sorry there if you're Kate Elam. He takes an extra second, throws it over to second, and then on to first. A nice job by this Gatemen defense, allowing Schweitzer a chance to settle in.
Up Elijah Iquez, one of 3 Firebirds hitters that has not recorded a hit today. It's his 4th trip up, 0 for 3. First pitch he takes, called strike outside corner. Iquez batting third, came into today hitting 300 for Kelly Nicholson and the Firebird. Nothing in 1 the count. Schweitzer sets. Pitch. Breaking ball. He takes outside 1-1. Rain continuing to come down here at Spillane Field. Fans racing for cover. Jackets being put on. Hoods tossed overhead, and the count 1-1. Pitch misses outside. Found 2 balls, 1 strike.
And would be another big inning here to start stacking up these zeros. Very similar to Falmouth, that once the bullpen got in there, started to settle down, allowed the offense a chance. Just what you want if you're the Gatemen.
2-1. Chopped. Schweitzer off the mound, fields a long flip to first, but it does the job. So Jake Schweitzer faces the minimum after allowing a leadoff single. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It's the 8-9-1 hitters due up for the Gatemen on Cape League TV.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kieran and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kieran and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kieran and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Chase Fry returns to the mound for Orleans, and that's a scary sight for the Wareham lineup. Still no hits on the day for the Gatemen. We've hit the bottom of the 6th. 8-9-1 due up. It starts with Cade Elam. Henry DeGiorgio follows, and Jason Wax would be the minimum, which Chase Fry has done so routinely tonight. First pitch, Elam swings and lines it foul. 3 straight innings where Chase Fry has gone 3 up, 3 down. 11 hitters in a row retired after a 1-out walk surrendered in the 2nd inning to Dylan Dubovic. The 0-1. Pops it up, right side, curling out of play. Sheffield gives chase for a moment, but instead the count 0-2 on Cade Elam, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. A 1 for 17 start to the summer for the infielder out of Louisville. Teammate Jake Schweitzer just tossed a scoreless frame in the top of the inning. 0-2 misses downstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Right there. It's been dominance for Chase Fry. 5 strikeouts. Staying under 70 pitches. Trying to surpass his longest start of the summer. 1-2, and Elam stays alive. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. But shouldn't come as a huge surprise that Chase Fry is going this deep into games. Had a 2-game stretch in the spring back in April for Grand Canyon. He threw 17 2/3, allowed just 1 run while striking out 22. 1-2, and speaking of strikeouts, Cade Elam goes down looking. He's now 0 for 2 with a couple of punch-outs. There's 1 away in the bottom of the 6th.
You just need to get a hit at this point. You need to see 1 get down if you're Wareham. This has been Chase Fry's game. You haven't put any pressure on him. You have 1 walk in this ball game. That came back in the 2nd. He has been on straight cruise control.
The pitch to DeGiorgio. Tapped foul, 0-1. DeGiorgio making his debut on the Cape. 0 for 1, grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. Had a couple of opportunities defensively. 1 went well, 2 not so well. The 0-1. This is outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. But for Fry in that 2-game stretch back in April, went complete game against Fresno State, gave up just 2 hits, no runs, and 8 strikeouts. Pitch. This is inside.
Those are still 2 good misses from Fry. You miss on the outside part, then you come high and in. If you're DeGiorgio, kind of a guessing game now on where he's going to go in this lefty-lefty matchup.
Base is clear. Pitch. And clip the zone.
I still like that spot right there, though.
Absolutely, and if you're Fry, there's nothing that you've seen that makes you think, oh, it's a necessary maneuver to get ahead in the count. Giorgio waves and misses. 2-strike count on the shortstop. But if you're Fry, you can get behind 2-1, 3-1, and still feel comfortable because right now Wareham hasn't shown that they can put a good barrel on Chase Fry. Out of the windup. This is outside. No barrel, but a base runner for the Gatemen. Second free pass issued from Chase Fry, but and he still hasn't allowed a hit. Jason Wax, a guy that can do so, coming off an excellent outing back in Falmouth.
That breaks a streak of 12 in a row sat down for Fry. So Wareham, even though it's a walk right there, you gained some momentum off that. Try and build on it now with Jason Wax at the plate.
Left on left. First pitch he takes inside. Wax started the season 0 for 16. Since then, he's been 5 for 7. A 4-hit day against the Commodores on Sunday. The 0-1. Breaking ball, hit up the middle, down for a base hit. DeGiorgio on his way to third, and Terrell has trouble with it in center. DeGiorgio all the way around third. He scores from first. Wareham's on the board. An RBI single from Jason Wax. It's 6-1 Orleans.
And finally, the no-hit bid is broken. You'll take it whatever way you can get it if you're Wareham. But Jason Wax with a nice piece of hitting right there, just straight up the middle. And then it's wet out there right now in center field. So some trouble, gets all the way near the wall, and it allows a speedy guy in DeGiorgio to come all the way around. A nice job there and a momentum boost for Wareham.
6th hit in his last 8 at-bats for Jason Wax. Now Levi Clark to the dish. First pitch misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Clark 0 for 2 today. Fry getting deep into his pitch count now, approaching 80. His 79th is on the way. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes. See how deep we get into this game. The rain continues to come down. Just saw the first display out in the field since the rain has started to come in. The 2-0. Fly ball, right field. Sheffield drifts back. Wax readies to tag. Makes the catch. Wax on his way to third. He's in without a throw. Now 2 down in the 6th inning. But another run for the Gatemen. We're at third.
That's all you can really do here. Just start chipping away, chipping away, chipping away. Certainly getting let out. You can see it on the helmet there of Jason Wax. The rain is making an impact, and now it seems like this might be the end of the day for Chase Fry.
Kelly Nicholson out of the first base dugout, ready to relieve Chase Fry, who was really, really good for the Firebirds in his second start of the summer. He gives the ball. Nicholson points to right field, which means a pitching change is imminent. All right, we'll step aside. Firebirds with a 6-1 lead with a runner on third on Cape League TV.
Hey, Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A+ Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Chase Fry gives way to the lefty out of Rice, DC Brown, but Chase Fry, Dan, was excellent in his second start of the summer.
I think excellent is an understatement. He was outright nasty today. 5 2/3 for him. Just 1 hit given up, 2 walks, and 6 punch-outs. Got Jason Wax swinging earlier before he had the single to break it up, but just commanded the zone all day, pitched with no fear, and put the Firebirds in a great spot. DC Brown now on the bump to take over for him. It goes lefty to lefty in this game. Clearly Kelly Nicholson liking something with his lefties. Brown just committed to Brown College, that is, from Rice, headed there for next season. Has made 1 appearance this season. That was 2 innings with an earned run against the YD Red Sox on the 14th of June. He only had 3 innings pitched this past year at Rice, so it makes sense he enters the portal, looking for a place he can get more opportunities, and looking to build on that here with the Firebirds in a 6-1 game.
DC Brown making his second appearance of the summer. He's gone 2 innings, given up 1 hit, 1 run, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Originally from Plymouth, Mass., he's a local guy, Dan, pitching for the Firebirds for the 2nd straight summer. He enters with a runner on third, and Tony Lear is set to step to the plate. With a 6-1 Orleans lead, Brown comes set. In the left on right, his first pitch of the day. Outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Brown pitched in 7 games with the Firebirds last summer. A 1.29 ERA. 1-0. This is outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
You'd love to see some two-out scoring here from the Gatemen. Tony Lira, a very consistent bat, guy that can get the job done.
Wax still over there on third. 2-0, misses outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Fry's line is not final. The runner on third in Wax is still his responsibility. He departs going 5 2/3, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Entered with a 1.8 ERA. Keep it down, but a 4-pitch walk. Tony Lira is on board. There are runners on the corners.
Could be the weather giving him a little bit of trouble as immediately we see a mound visit here for the Firebirds. It seemed like the two were a little bit not on the same page right there as it was a 4-pitch walk dealt.
Yeah, Jim Lawler, the pitching coach, comes out, and that might be one of the more quicker mound visits I've seen. Rain really starting to come down here at Spillane Field. See it right there underneath the lights. Orleans with a 6-1 lead. Runners on the corners. Drew Rogers set to step to the plate with a chance to really pull the Gatemen back into this one. Brown has pitched 4 balls. His 5th is outside. Brown really struggling to command the zone right now. A much different approach to what Chase Fry, the starter, left with.
Immediately wiped his throwing hand, too, after that pitch. He's struggling with the wetness.
Check on first, and an errant throw, but Raygoza comes off the bag to collect it. And I'm not sure right now for DC Brown, a guy that's struggling to locate the zone, if the runner on first in a 6-1 game needs to be your utmost priority.
Probably just trying to get some of that control.
1-0 misses outside. Feels like risk certainly outweighs the reward.
He's having trouble just gripping the ball. The rain is really starting to come down.
6 pitches, 6 balls. The 7th is also a ball, and it gets away from Strickland. Wax can jog in. Lira makes a sharp turn around second, but the Orleans lead is cut to 4. It's 6-2 in the bottom of the 6th.
And just a nice job by Wax of taking advantage. Strickland didn't know where the ball was, and again, clearly this weather is having a big effect on DC Brown. He's yet to throw a strike.
After Chase Fry was great. 80 pitches, 52 strikes. 3-0. This one a called strike. Bottom third, and Rogers has finally seen it. Now a 3-1 count with the rain really coming down. Three-one. Popped up. Shallow right field. Beltre back. Sheffield sprints in, and he makes the catch on the run. Nice communication from the Firebirds defense to retire the side, but not before the Gatemen get on the board. They get Chase Fry out of the game, and they made it 6-2 as we head to the 7th. Orleans 6, Wareham 2 on Cape League TV.
Get your merch at the Wareham Gatemen website and click shop to view our latest merch drops. The 2026 Gatemen Kids Clinic registration is live and open. Starting next week, kids will have the chance to be taught by Gatemen coaches and players. For more information, visit the Wareham Gatemen website for dates, times, prices, and opportunities for your kids to have the most memorable week of their summer.
Wareham gets on the board in that bottom half of the 6th with the rain pouring down. The umpires are currently conferencing over on the first base line ahead of this 7th. It seems as of right now that we are going to continue playing. It's the umpire's discretion on when they want to call off this game. And we're going to be playing some baseball here in the 7th.
Yeah, it is officially a complete game. We've played 5. Orleans in front 6-2. But at this point, they could call it at any moment, and it would be a complete game. If they called it now, obviously, it would be the Firebirds getting the win. But for the Gatemen, here in the back half, they've certainly been a team that has excelled towards the end of games. And now they chase the starter out.
You can see it on your screen. It's pouring here at Spillane Field. 4-5-6, starting with Bub Terrell in the top half of the 7th. He tried to square bunt it still. Schweitzer on the mound, who misses with his first pitch. Obviously, if you're Wareham, you want this game continuing for as long as possible so you can try and mount a comeback. Orleans wants this called off as soon as possible.
And there's no doubt about it. Orleans is in the driver's seat. It's a 6-2 game.
Chopper in front of the plate. Schweitzer. Fields throws to first. One down here in the 7th.
Yeah, but that right there, that's exactly why if you're Wareham, you're trying to keep this game going as long as possible. Jake Schweitzer has started to give you some stability out of the pen for the Gatemen. Faced the minimum back in the 6th, and now starting to find a groove, and you get the starter out of the game. It's a very, very similar story to what we saw in Falmouth. Nate Stern was nearly flawless for the Commodores as the starter, but then once they got to him, Chase Fry only allowed 1 hit today, but it was enough to get him out of the game, and now the Gatemen are trending in the right direction while the Firebirds have certainly lost some of the momentum that they captured early on.
Nate Savoy at the plate. Cuts at the first pitch, fouls it away. And again, we talk about the rain. There's been no pooling on the infield yet or near the dugout areas that would warrant the game to be hauled off, but wouldn't be too surprised if we don't finish a full 9 innings here tonight at Spillane Field. As Schweitzer comes set, no ball, 1 strike count. Ball is smoked over to shortstop to Giorgio. Fields throws, makes the nice play. 2 quick outs, 4 in a row retired for Schweitzer.
Really like what Jake Schweitzer is doing on the mound. Inducing some soft contact. And if you're Henry DeGiorgio, right there, you make the play after kind of booting his first opportunity. Has an error, but that time starting to settle in, find his footing over there on the left side.
The error he committed in the 5th, he fielded the last out of the inning to end things off, so did a nice job of making up for it there, and no runs came across when he had trouble with that ball. Armani Raygoza was the man that hit the ball to him in the 5th inning. He is at the plate right now and takes a first pitch ball. Schweitzer comes set at the belt, comes home, misses outside. Orleans looking for what would be the first 2-game win streak of the season after beating Cotuit before the day off, and Wareham staring down the barrel at what would be another loss for this squad. 2-0 misses upstairs. The count goes to 3-0. It would be back-to-back losses for Wareham if they are to go on to fall in this game.
Yeah, it's nothing different if you're the Gatemen. It's been not getting great starts from your starting pitching, not playing great defense, but the offense starting to come alive.
At least sluggish start today.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm more talking about late in the Harwich game and for Falmouth once you got past the 4th inning.
And later here today, I mean, they've scored 2 runs after being held hitless for the first 5 2/3. That counts for something and looking to build on it in the bottom half. If we get there with this rain, this pitch is put out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A full count. 2 outs here in the top half of the 7th.
And we saw Ryan DeMare, the home plate umpire, talking to Orleans skipper Kelly Nicholson in between the half innings, making sure everyone's on the same page. what point does this game have to get to?
I mean, you see it on your screen. It's
not pretty.
Downpouring right now, but Schweitzer using that to his advantage. Gets a swing and a miss for strike 3 against Ray Goza. He has faced the minimum across the last 2 innings, has done a really nice job for Wareham out of the pen. Keeps this a 6-2 game as it's time to stretch here at Spillane Field on Cape League TV.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Alyssa Watling, intuitive call to the bullpen here in the bottom half of the 7th. DC Brown is off the mound for Orleans after he pitched just a couple of batters, really couldn't find the strike zone. It's Braden Toro, the righty, into the game, the first right-handed pitcher for Orleans in this game.
And he's due up to face his collegiate teammate, Braden Toro, the sophomore from Stetson. Pitched 26 2/3 with the Hatters this past spring, collected a 1-2 record, a 5.74 ERA, 30 strikeouts across 13 appearances, made 5 starts, so kind of had a hybrid role for Stetson in his sophomore season. This year, though, this summer, he's making his 3rd appearance. His last was against Falmouth, where he went 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, only 2 of which were earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. And it's a mid-90s fastball, and he's got 3 secondary pitches that he likes to mix in. It's a curveball, slider, and changeup for Braden Toro, trying to kind of do the exact opposite of what DC Brown did, and that was not locate the strike zone.
Brown was battling against the weather. Really tough for him to grip the ball. And you can still see the rain dumping down here on Spillane Field. Dylan Dubovic to start things here in the bottom half of the 7th. 5-6-7 coming to the plate. For Wareham, lines the first ball off of Toro. It's fielded by the second baseman, Beltre Jr. Throws to first in time. So a 1-4-3 put out to start off things here in the 7th.
Yeah, and for Braden Toro, give him credit because him knocking that ball down and taking some steam off of it prevented that from being a leadoff single, because that came off the bat sizzling from Dylan Dubovic. But Toro gets a glove on it, slows it down, gives Beltre the chance to get in front of it. Smothers goes to first, and there's 1 down.
Toro hit the ball that was hit into play for a new ball, trying to wipe his hand, dry up things as he goes against his collegiate teammate Foster Apple. Apple now in the portal, but these two playing against each other, or playing with each other for that matter. You see some scores from around the Cape. Chatham and Bourne getting started. Brewster taking down Katuitt, YD taking down Falmouth. Both of those games called in 7 innings due to the weather. So maybe this game will end after 7 innings. That's been the trend today. Harwich and Hyannis never even got started. That game will be played on the off day on Thursday.
Yeah, I think regardless, if you're the Gatemen, you can't wait until the 9th inning to make a rally.
That's what they like to do, though.
I know it is. Can't do it today. this game could end literally at any moment.
And the sheer amount of rain out there is pretty crazy at this point. There's not very many fans left. The little that are here have hooded themselves in ponchos or clothing, and the entire parking lot to the left side of the stadium is completely wet.
Yep. I don't necessarily know if it's raining any harder than what it was when it started, but it's just it continuously adding on.
To be fair, there are no pools of rain on the infield just yet, not like any big spots, but you can see the amount of just wetness on the helmet.
Yeah, no
really
doubt about
making it tough for both hitters and pitchers. 2-2 is bounced in the dirt, and even all the Firebirds hats on the infield, they're all turning to dark red now instead of red.
They've still kept that light red in the field on the jerseys, but the hats are soaked.
Luckily, we're not soaked. We're nice and comfortable up here in the booth, but Foster Apple getting rained on as the 3-2 pitch misses in the dirt. Be a one-out base runner for Wareham here in the bottom half of the seventh. And Toro, after every single pitch, stomping his cleats back there. And now here come the umpires together. They're going to talk to head coach Ryan Smythe. Kelly Nicholson out of the dugout for Orleans. Seems like this game might be getting delayed or postponed. Not postponed, but just called. Smythe, Nicholson.
Yeah, this
Ryan
is
DeMar, the home plate umpire, leading the conversation.
Yeah, it certainly feels like we've probably hit a stopping point with one out in the seventh. Maybe if the two agree that finish out this inning.
Obviously, Smythe doesn't want this game to end.
No, not at all.
Nicholson would love to get out of here with a win, back-to-back for the Firebirds. You can see him giving his take to home plate umpire Ryan DeMar. We see some new dirt coming onto the mound. Not sure if we want to even put that down at this point. It's just going to get more wet as Eric Luskis was coming on to put the dirt on and now is trotting back to the dugout.
Yeah.
And it seems like this game is going to get called. So that'll do it here from Spillane Field. Both teams trot off the field, and this one has gone final. It's a 6-2 win for the Orleans Firebirds in 6.5 innings.
That's right, Dan. And for the Gatemen, the slow start comes back to cost them. We knew what this game could entail. Weather was looming. If you looked at the forecast for the last couple of days, you knew it was going to be tough to get a game in. A pocket opened right around the start time here in Wareham. They tried to get a full game in, but everyone knew that a slow start could deem costly. And give credit to the Firebirds. They came out on fire, a 4 spot in the first inning, and that was all it took. Again, Wareham plated 2 runs. If Orleans just played the first 2 batters of the game, we would have had a 2-2 tie. But Firebirds tacked on a few more. That was the difference.
Back-to-back wins for the Orleans Firebirds. Back-to-back losses for the Wareham Gatemen. They are in action tomorrow night against Harwich on the road at White House Field. The first time that they will take a visit to Harwich this season, looking to bounce back a team that Wareham walked off here at Spillane Field just a few days ago. Once again, your final score here tonight, the Orleans Firebirds 6, the Wareham Gatemen 2 in 6 1/3 innings. A big thank you to our executive producer tonight, Jocelyn Mejia, our sideline reporter, CeCe, Gabriel.